I think today is the day that I finally get to run this combine in a field of corn. I just did a moisture test on, we actually went around and did all the fields. I had a couple ears that were at like 17%. Majority on average is around 19. I could probably wait a little bit longer, but daylight savings time, I'm not gonna get a whole lot done tonight anyway till we get the machine set up. Everything is set up fully with it other than the cleaning fan and I think our rotor speed. So that stuff all has to be done while the engine is running. So I didn't start it last time just to do that. But the sieves, the chaffer, all that, the drum height on the corn head or the combine feeder house should be all set. We're probably gonna have to tweak it a little bit. Hopefully we can get it set up and harvest a little bit of corn. Hopefully we can get everything set up that way we can kind of just progressively keep moving with this, but it is to the point where I think it's dry enough that we can begin to harvest. As you can see, it is already looking kind of gloomy and dark. It's about 4:30 now. We have about an hour, so we'll probably do the smallest fields that we have, which is not very much, and try and get this maybe at least to the point where it's set up. So I'm gonna go through everything, grease it quick, and we should be ready to roll. I am not gonna have much time to do this, probably 20 minutes to a half hour. Well, I should probably take my rain cap off of there. To let her rip. See what happens. Well, here we are. This field's not going to yield very well, I know that. There are ears hanging in here. I need to get rolling quick. Luckily I have a light in the front, but I don't think we're going to be going that long. I just kind of want to see what happens with it and kind of see where we're at. Kind of forgot baler twine for this to tie this up. This is how the previous owner had it. It's not really the right way, but that's how they had it supported, and it just tore because this snout actually fell off. We did run partially down through. There wasn't anything there really. Maybe a couple years. There's actually 2 laying in there, so we're gonna get rolling here quick because it's obviously gonna get dark again, and hopefully we can get some corn in the bin. Is again not going to yield very well. We do have some ears, see them going in there, which is actually from our last pass here that we started to do. We had some go into the tank. As you can see, decent amount. It looks like we're going to end up having to change some settings. It almost looks like it's cracking the corn. So we're gonna have to change some settings on that. I adjusted some settings, changed the concaves a little bit. This is just not a very good field to be checking it on because it's so short and there's just not a lot of corn left in this field anyway. So we'll see what happens from that. We are getting some cracked in the tank. This little field's done. We got a decent amount in the tank, I would say. You know, it doesn't look like a lot, but this field isn't huge. And if we're looking at the field pretty much from here this way and kind of down in here this way is where we had the most corn. From here all the way that way, we had nothing. The deer and animals and everything completely just obliterated that side of the field. So not too bad. A little bit of junk over there, but not hateful. We definitely have it dialed in a little bit better. We were cracking it pretty good there. So I think at this point, and it tested at 19%, so I think we're gonna move up onto the hill. You can just kind of see it up in there. There's only 8 rows up there. We'll fly through that. That won't be a problem. And maybe we'll get to a third field. It's already heading towards 5 o'clock, so it's gonna get dark here pretty quick. I do have a light in the front, but the next field has a big hill on it, which I'm nervous about. side. Everything else is going to be on kind of the home side. So we can take the combine back home at least, park it in the shed. Don't really know. It's about 5 o'clock, so it's going to be dark here in about a half hour, 40 minutes. So I don't know that I really want to mess around with trying to start that third field. We might, you know, another day of drying is still going to help us. So we'll probably just wait on that, get this back to the farm, and call it a night. So far, it seems like the combine's working pretty well. We might be cracking the kernels just a little bit yet, so I might have to mess with concaves and maybe a little bit of rotor speed as well. So I don't know, we'll figure that stuff out. But for the first time combining corn, I really can't complain this far with how it's going. The cobs are coming out whole, nothing broke. So this is definitely a learning process for me. So don't criticize me too much. This isn't the ideal way to go about this. So before anybody starts commenting, I know, but for right now, and there's holes drilled in this so it can get air, but for right now it's going to go in here. And with the winter temperatures coming, I know I can get away with storing 19% corn for a little while before spring warm up or anything. So this is just kind of what I'm going to do for the time being. And I do have some big bulk bags as well. I'm going to be using it for feed, and hopefully we should be going through it pretty fast. So I don't anticipate having it all that long. I would like to do, as you can see, it kind of scattered it. Majority of it went in there. It's a pretty good amount, just for, I guess, the situation we were in, where we really didn't have a lot of ears of corn in that field, or both those little fields, because of, well, the second field weeds. We mowed three-quarters of that field off, and the first field animals. So all things considered, not too bad, not hateful. What I want to do is I want to put something up there so it directs it and doesn't throw it all over the place. Now, obviously, it's not like we lost bushels or anything of corn here, but I definitely want to do something. It also seems that our patch that we did is holding up good so far. So hopefully that stays that way. That'd be a real big plus. So I don't know if we're gonna get a chance to harvest any more corn tomorrow or not. So I think I'll probably just maybe back this in. It's probably gonna be okay, but I could probably just let it out, honestly. There is some corn there in the feeder house, but I'll probably just let it where it is. That's it for day one of corn harvest. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is thrilling because I'm not used to running a combine yet, so I need to get used to it, obviously. But we got to dial in, I think, a little bit more of the settings, but we're really close. Maybe a little bit of cracking going on with the kernels, but it's definitely better than it was. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video. As always, have a great day, and I'll see you next time, hopefully on day 2 of corn harvest. Now I get to walk back for the side-by-side. I didn't think that through.